It was a Caro-Kann.
Okay,
It was
from the very beginning, it was
the funny
very
Caro-Kann
common.
with
I don't know why Nepo decided not to play d4, which is very principled.
knight
but this
c3.
is
Okay,
also
two knights, well,
G6.
decent position, and then g6, which is by far not the most common move.
Obviously, knight f6 or bishop g4 are
Yep.
well-known
It's like
opportunities.
the bishop g4 is
It's very solid.
almost, yeah, almost automatically played. Knight f6 is also a move. g6, it's no longer a Caro-Kann, I would say, but more of a some Scandinavian. Yeah, it transposes to. And Scandinavian, we are referring to e4, d5 immediately, right? E takes d5, queen takes, and usually we get somewhat similar structures.
So now we can name it as a Scandinavian Caro-Kann.
Yeah, d4, bishop g7, h3, so it's considered to be wise to prevent bishop g4 for later. Takes, knight to f6.
Knight f6
white
and
exchanges.
black simply take with pawn.
Black takes with the pawn. Yeah, because bishop takes, bishop h6
yes.
is somewhat annoying. You can't castle, and you won't be able to castle for for a
Okay,
long
maybe
time.
I still can try queen a5 check and queen h5,
Check
but
c3.
it may be too much.
c3, queen h5, queen d2.
Yes.
Then you have. Oh, you don't have.
No,
G5.
I don't have g5.
You don't have g5
That
just
was my
yet.
first
Yeah,
intention.
don't have g5 just yet. So it's queen d2, and then still. So it's awkward to give white the possibility to
Yes,
put the
but
bishop on
it's
h6.
a very personally, I think it's very okay. I would say suspicious and very strange decision made by Wei playing such kind of opening, because he is not in a must-win situation. He can play a calm opening.
Yeah, he could have played something more solid. Black's g6, bishop g7 is not obviously the good moves. All right, so let's go further. Let's go further because a lot of stuff has happened. Castles, a5, a4. Okay, those inclusions usually make sense. Bishop f4, knight went to b6. Later on to d5. Right.
But I wasn't quite sure that a4 is a move that you really need to make after a5. Because while black transferred the knight to b6, I don't see the plan for white, because playing c4 is connected with some creating of weak squares. I mean, let's just simply may play bishop e6 at some point. And
yeah, it's like usually a4 is not great idea, because indeed black puts the knight on d5 as he did in the game, and you can practically never can never play c4 because the knight goes to b4. Yeah, so knight d5, bishop h2. I believe what white has to do is move his knight from f3 somewhere else. Like the knight is restricted with f6 pawn.
Like playing
it's not doing too much. Like knight d. Okay,
yeah,
no,
okay,
I mean what he
e6.
did is fine. Rook e1, logical. h5, knight to d2, f5. Okay, attacking
c3.
So c3 is a decent move
yeah,
to
so
make.
he didn't want to start with knight c4, or maybe he could.
He
turn
could go
to f3, but then f4. Can I play f4? I mean, like you can take on d5, but still I may.
Okay, so what did Jan do? So he went c3, Nepo, yeah. Bishop h6, knight c4, f4, and I think there were a few more moves. Knight e5, queen f3. Yeah, knight e5, queen g5, queen f3. That's the current position. Isn't black somewhat stuck? Because look. Okay,
so I mean, it's kind of difficult to find the next move. Okay,
I mean, he can bring the rook, yes, and white can try to do the same, like rook a to d1, whatever, it makes sense, or
maybe
rook
double.
rook e2, rook e1. Yeah, it's just that the whole setup on the king side for black is not really moving. Bishop g7 would allow bishop takes d5, queen takes f4. Or maybe not in this version because the rook on e2.
Yes.
But
at least I can just
we just bring the other rook. Yeah, bishop g7 is not like this move changes something.
Yeah, so maybe I was
it's not
too optimistic about black's position after playing a4, but now we can see that still there is some advantage remaining for white.
And then white does what? White doubles on e file, and then he goes knight d3
and knight
and
c5.
apparently, yeah, or just take on f4. I mean,
yes,
in
obviously.
some version. In some versions.
That's maybe the main idea.
Right, what's the times? It feels like Ah, well, it's
So rook a e8
16
played.
versus 17, yeah, so that's fine. Rook a to e8 is
Yeah.
played. Jan did play rook e2.
Yes.
So after f6, what's his plan
Going to
B?
do.
Plan B. Okay, he can get knight c4 back. So that the d3 square is still available for the queen. So
And now?
he doesn't lose material this way.
Yes.
And knight d6, and now the bishop on e6 is not stable. However,
Yeah, so rook e2 plan is working.
yeah, perhaps. So rook e2, next move rook e1.
And probably we is calculating f6 now.
Well, technically it's still possible, right? Bishop g4, h takes, the queen is hanging, so you are forced to go queen g3. Then I take on e2, sorry, queen d3, then I take on e2, go g3. Who knows what that? I mean, queen takes and g3, so winning the piece back. But by that time, I don't know, some knight d6 might happen, yeah.
Yeah, like you can take, king takes or king h1.
Maybe king h1, I don't know.
I think
just
after
to get-
king h1 white is slightly better. Because the bishop... Okay, I can say that's a good bishop on h6 obviously. With this pawn structure and
f6 was
Was played.
played.
and h4.
h4. Ah, well, so h4.
So he decided not to go knight c4.
Yeah, but we've blundered, and he apparently, I mean, by he, I mean, VE has blundered. Because, yeah, that's very simple solution. h4, you cannot take on h4 because knight g6. So queen f5, and bishop c2. Very simple,
Yeah,
no,
so we can claim
no
that
mystery.
White is better.
Why not winning?
At least better.
So the queen for 2 minor pieces should be... Ah, okay, so at least he's getting, yeah,
An
he's getting
exchange.
one of the exchanges.
And
there.
also the bishop is a bit
Bishop
stuck.
f5. Alright, so that's not as simple. Rook e1, bishop g7. Was he forced, if we are talking move 23, was he forced to take, or later, yeah, rook c2 of course, yeah, fe5. Here, could white do something else? Or,
I think not really.
it's like he could save the exchange by not taking on
Yeah.
e5, by doing something else, like queen d1. But then, black goes e4 and says, you know, I have some initiative, right? Games in the King's Indian. g3, played by Jan Nepomnichtchi in our position. Yeah, well,
Yeah, so but yeah,
picturesque,
starting from
c4 first, yeah, knight b4, queen d2.
Bishop takes e5.
No, he took with the rook first,
sorry,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah, he took with the rook takes, bishop takes, and then g3.
And now the structure
Yeah,
completely reminds me King's Indian defense.
clever. Yeah, but I think what Jan does is very clever. Just, you know, opening the position so
Yeah.
that this way you can prove that the queen is stronger piece.
And
than
Wei is trying to prove that black is not worse. I mean, obviously there.
yeah. Okay. So what do? You take on g3 and then yeah,
I
bishop
just
g3.
play king g7 and rook f7 probably.
g7, rook f7.
Starting with rook f7, which is
Queen d8. Then.
yeah, queen d8. I'm
A5,
blundering it.
yeah, it's like the structure is not compact enough,
Yes.
and usually
And knight is restricted.
usually you prefer the bishop, you know. I mean, trying to set up a fortress in positions like that, you prefer the bishop because knight cannot really shift quickly from one wing to
But
another.
the problem is that I think that we couldn't avoid the trade of bishops. Otherwise, some bishop c7.
Yeah, bishop c7, bishop d6. No, I mean, I think the position is just bad. I think the position was just bad. So here, how do you even keep it? Could
That's
it
a good
be-
question.
Could it be that you have to give the c pawn? Like you go c5 for instance.
Or give the b pawn playing rook f5.
I
mean,
yeah,
I'm trying.
this
I'm trying
might
to
be.
activate.
This might
the
be, by the way.
knight.
Rook f5. No, maybe you're not actually. Maybe you don't care. Maybe just claim that no, this is not a fortress. Now I realize. Yeah, check. King goes. Queen c7. You go to h6 for instance. I take.
Maybe I can play queen b8 first.
But yeah, but this is like you're trying to get a tempo.
fruits,
Okay,
yeah, the position.
Maybe you'll get, but okay, queen f7. I don't see much of a counterplay from black side. Yeah, even if you take on b7 immediately. That's
Yeah, even there.
yeah. And what I thought that it could be some sort of a fortress, but the moment I realized that white takes and then goes queen b6 and then goes c5, so the a5 pawn is also gone.
Yep.
The other way to do it, to try to do it, would be to go c5, and after say queen d6 to go king g7, after queen c5 to go knight c6. So claiming that, yeah, I will keep it like that, I will protect the b pawn with my rook, and try to pretend that you're not breaking through.
I mean,
there should be some way.
now or later, I think that we have to play king g2, g4, and king g3. Otherwise, how to cross the f file?
Well, there is also an idea to break through with queen b6, c5, and then b4.
Also,
So, yeah,
but it's connected with some counter
once
chances.
again, objectively, this should it
should
should
be
be winning. Yeah, that in rapid, of course, you do. Well, I mean, you keep playing no matter what. I mean, that's if you lose, it's the last game of the match. So, Jan Nepomnichtchi, after making 3 solid draws, has won the game.
Okay,
well,
but both games where he played with white pieces, he was pushing and trying to make. We made a mistake, and it paid off in the game 4 finally.
It's like game 4 was very, very strange. I mean, because some
the opening decision was
some choices
at least
are
surprising.
just inexplicable. It's like first of all, why would you play the Caro-Kann and then the inferior version of inferior line of a Caro-Kann? That's one thing, and the other thing, well, unless f6 was really a blunder, which might have been, right, the move f6, after which by force Jan got the queen for 2 minor pieces, right, or it was sacrificed, but then it was like it wasn't properly judged. Anyhow, VE leaves the tournament. Jan Nepomnichtchi is through.